very warm evening to everyone. The much-awaited day has finally arrived. This is Anshi Goel, the Director of Publications of Bright Rider School, and it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the first ever Enviro Megadose at BRS. At the outset, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our beloved Principal Sir and the members of the SLT who have supported us throughout this great endeavour. I would also like to welcome the participants from various schools and the school coordinators who have greatly helped us put this show together. Never to forget, I also warmly welcome the proud parents of the participants who played such a significant role in taping the talents of their young prodigies. It has been our sincere endeavour to acquaint you with a very significant cause, the need for integrating the concept of sustainability into our daily life. We have devised a number of activities to celebrate this cause, to secure the future of the forthcoming generations. These competitions include the debate, fashion show, best out of waste, young voice, and the poster making. I would proudly like to share the fact that more than 80 schools from all over the UAE participated with more than 800 plus students taking part in the various categories. Such a stunning response has left all of us feeling overwhelmed. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Without much ado, let me warmly welcome you once again and wish you a very happy time with us.
Good morning, one and all. I, Muhammad Alim,
and I, Suhana Ashraf, Directors of Environment Club,
are honored to be given a platform at this prestigious event today to talk to you about a topic that we believe is the need of the hour.
During the course of your day, do you ever stop to wonder if what you're doing is the sustainable way of doing it, or how much carbon footprint you leave behind? To elaborate, sustainability is a pattern of resource use that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. The main idea of sustainable development is to achieve the lasting satisfaction of human needs by making decisions and taking actions in the interests of protecting the natural world and preserving the capability of the environment to support human and all other forms of life.
The concept of sustainability is composed of three pillars: economic, environmental, and social, also known informally as profits, planet, and people. Sustainability can be achieved by cutting carbon emissions, lowering the energy usage, sourcing products from fair trade organizations, and ensuring that the physical waste is disposed of properly and with as small of a carbon footprint as possible. Many multinational companies announce their sustainability goals. For example, Apple unveiled its plan to become completely carbon neutral across its entire business by 2030.
America recently unveiled the climate clock, which counts down until the estimated end of the world. And as of September 24th, 2020, we have just 7 years, 98 days, 22 hours, 47 minutes, and 11 seconds until the end of the world, before the effects of global warming, destruction of rainforests, carbon emissions, and many more such impacts we have in the world alter living existence forever.
So what can we do to save or preserve our planet for life as we know it before it's too late? The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. I'm going to state a few simple steps to incorporate sustainability into our daily lives. The carbon footprint is the amount of greenhouse gases that you produce as you live your life. Some of the easiest ways to shrink your carbon footprint are: eat low on the food chain. This means eating mostly fruits, vegetables, grains, etc. Livestock, that is meat and dairy, is responsible for 14.5% of man-made global greenhouse gas emissions. Choose organic and local food that are in season. Reduce your food waste and compost your food.
Also, by growing our own fruits and vegetables, we can ensure that we are not using any pesticides that will contribute to air and water pollution. This will also help to reduce the amount of fossil fuels used to transport produce to supermarkets.
Another idea is by saving energy. By using less energy derived from unsustainable sources, we can help to reduce carbon emissions. We can save energy at home by adopting simple habits like switching off appliances on standby, taking shorter showers, and hanging clothes to dry instead of using a dryer. We can also use public or shared transportation whenever feasible. We can walk more and drive less. We can switch to sustainable clean energy, conserve water and protect our waterways, use the 5 R's in our daily lives. The 5 R's are refuse, reduce, reuse, rot and recycle.
Yes, we should learn to use reusable products. Single-use products, particularly plastic ones, tend to end up in landfills and the ocean, causing harm to wildlife and the environment. Let's prevent this by choosing to use reusable and eco-friendly alternatives instead.
Therefore, I would like to conclude my speech hoping that we have given you enough food for thought to collectively work towards a better and more sustainable future and be a part of a world that we are proud to call home.
This world doesn't just belong to us. It belongs to all other living beings that we share it with and our collective future generations. So let's think sustainable, act responsible, because sometimes less really is more.
Finally, I would like to share a quote from Mahatma Gandhi to make you ponder over what we have really tried to convey. The world has enough for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greed. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب عليم بما كانوا يكذبون وإذا قيل لهم كما آمن الناس قالوا أنؤمن كما آمن السفهاء ألا إنهم هم السفهاء ولكن لا يعلمون وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون الله يستهزئ بهم ويمدهم في طغيانهم يعمهون صدق الله.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Now it's time for the most important part of the event, which is the debate competition. Let's welcome a bunch of schools, all ready, to debate over the topic. The contestants will find themselves in a situation where the reactor of a power plant has failed. One side will justify whether it's right to use nuclear energy as a source of power, whereas the other will question the morality behind it. So today our moderator is Mr. Arun Kumar, and I welcome you all again to the second debate of the BRS Enviro Megadose.
A very good evening to you. I hope you all can see me. My name is Dhiman, and today we are going to have the second debate with the topic of nuclear energy, a source of energy or annihilation. So for whoever who is speaking for the motion, please keep in mind that you are trying to advocate for nuclear energy as a source, as a source of power, whereas whoever is speaking against will be speaking against that and why they feel that nuclear energy is a source of annihilation, as in you'll be representing the government. So again, I wish you all a very all the best, and I wish you all good luck. Please be fair and have a great debate. Enjoy. Yes, sir, over to you now. You can begin with the instructions.
Thank you, Dhiman. Thank you very much.
Good
evening, everyone. So I'll start my part with the famous saying that says, "It is better to debate a question without settling it than to settle a question without debating it." Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to welcome you all to the inter-house debate competition, inter-school debate competition under the umbrella of Enviro Megadose 2020 at Bright Rider School. My name is Arun Kumar, and I will moderate this debate. As you're already aware, the topic debated is nuclear energy, a source of energy of annihilation. So first of all, I welcome our judges, Honorable and certainly the most dynamic participants of today's debate. I'll start with Ashik Muhammad in Team 1, Lakshita Sharma, Justin Jachre, Santana Gopalakrishna, Khwana Kari, Adrid Batista, Megha Elsa Thomas, Nathan, and Sibgat Ullah. So, and in Team 2 we have Asad Anand Lakshmi, Dua Salam, John Joshua, Rahul Mahesh Shirke, Hafsa Gulzar, Mary Trinity, Zubair Tunis, and Shariah Oswin. Before we start, I would like to read out the rules of this debate. Each speaker gets 90 seconds to speak in the first round. That is 1 minute 30 seconds. Please note the time is very important here. The first speaker on the affirmation team opens the debate. The first speaker on the opposing team, that is the government, presents arguments against it. But remember, this is not a rebuttal round. You will not rebut any of the points, but you can continue by saying, my worthy opponent said, or I would like to stress on the point which my worthy opponent has raised. Then the second speaker on the affirmative team presents further arguments, identifies the areas of conflict, and answers the point of information raised if he or she wants within the allotted time. Remember, you are not going to get any extra time to answer the point of information. That is entirely to the prudence of the speaker if the speaker wants to answer the point of information, otherwise they can skip it. Then the second speaker on the opposing team presents the further argument, and it goes until all the speakers have made their opening speeches. Please note, no interruption other than the point of information is permissible. I reiterate, this is not a rebuttal, so no rebuttal is allowed in this round. All the speakers, and the speaker especially who is presenting the speech, must turn his or her camera on while speaking. Do not repeat the points which already have been raised. After the first round is over, there will be a short break of 2 minutes, and after which we'll start the rebuttal round. The rebuttal round will start with the opposing team, that when opposing team begins the rebuttal, defending the argument without adding new information. Each speaker here gets 1 minute to rebut. The speaker willing to rebut must raise his or her hand. That is the feature in the Microsoft Teams. You can raise their hand there. No interruption, no unnecessary interruption is allowed there. I will see to that. Okay. Each team gets a second rebuttal for closing statements for 30 seconds each. For affirmation team, having the last opportunity to speak. The timekeeper will notify if you exceed the time limit. And very important part is no personal, racist or comment hurting religious sentiments are allowed here. Okay. Remember, this debate is for the following awards: Best Speaker for the affirmation team, Best Speaker from the opposing team, Best Speaker runner-up from the affirmation team, Best Speaker runner-up from the opposing team, Best Point of Information raised for, and Best Point of Information raised against. As you're already familiar with the topic, so this debate is based on a situation where a reactor of a power plant has malfunctioned. That has caused the government to file an inquiry against the power plant. So the team on the affirmative side, that is team 2 as per the draw of lots. As you are aware, the team 2 is on affirmative side, would represent the board running the power plant, and the opposing team, that is team 1, would be the government who questions the very existence of nuclear energy. So I also would like to clarify it to all the participants that this debate has one purpose only, and that is facilitate the exchange of ideas. So use soft words and hard arguments. Now I invite the first speaker on the affirmative team to give the opening speech. Timekeeper, are you ready? And
yes.
Okay, so the first speaker is from team 2, is Asad Anand Lakshmi. Asad, are you ready? Asad Anand Lakshmi. Please acknowledge Asad.
We can't hear you, Asad.
Asad, I think you are mute.
Am I audible now? Hello?
Yeah, you're audible now. We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The time starts now.
Delay.
A very good afternoon. I am Azad from Addis, Murur. When we think about nuclear energy, there's the concept of nuclear weapons, which can be the doom of mankind. And then there's the very concept of nuclear energy, which can be the very savior for all of us. It can save us from the irreversible effect of pollution on this earth. Now, when I talk about nuclear energy, we're talking about something that's 8,000 times more efficient than traditional sources of energy, such as coal and other fossil fuels. There is no byproducts or pollutants that are being released. It's a more purer and more cleaner form of energy. It's a more cleaner form of energy. And now when we talk about nuclear energy, there's always the incidents that happened at Chernobyl and Fukushima always. But let me tell you, these incidents were mainly caused due to human error and human error alone. And since we are humans, we will do mistakes, we will error. But since we are humans, we can also learn from them, because we are not the same humans that we were. We're not the same people that we were 10, at least 26 years ago. The world is advanced, the technology is advanced, and hence the safety precautions. People are monitoring the reactors continuously so that a second Chernobyl or a second Fukushima does not happen. More safety precautions and more monitoring is taking place so that such events do not happen again. Now, yeah. Now, as I said before, nuclear energy is also a type of energy that requires less land density and less plants, if you think about it. Now, one fission or one single fission. Okay, thank you. That's all. I would like to end it there.
Okay, and now the first speaker on the opposing team presents the arguments against. And the first speaker is Ashik Mohammed.
Am I visible and audible?
Ashik, yes.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Ashik, your time starts.
1 minute. A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Ashik Mohammed, speaking against the given topic. Chernobyl and Fukushima, two abandoned cities surrounded by radiation and an eerie silence. What happened in Chernobyl? A nuclear power plant failure killed hundreds of thousands of people. Nuclear power is one of the most dangerous sources of energy in this planet. It is also the most expensive, costing billions of dollars to set up. The power plant failure which happened in Chernobyl showed the world of what the effects of a nuclear power plant failure will be to people who were exposed to radiation fallout. Instead of slinging webs and smashing things like in comics and movies, you'll be exposed to radiation poisoning, a very painful and brutal way to die. All it takes for that to happen is one power plant failure, one power plant malfunction, and the whole city will be wiped out in seconds. Radiation fallout in an area can even mutate nearby life. People born near Chernobyl and Fukushima even now are mutated in some way. In fact, a study conducted by the United Nations found that nuclear radiation waste, byproduct of nuclear energy production, is more often than not disposed in very unsafe ways, causing ecological damage. Because of these reasons, a day may come when the tipping scale, the tipping factor in our annihilation may be nuclear energy. And that is why I asked the members of this government to strongly look into this issue and conduct of nuclear energy and close this power plant. Thank you.
Okay. Now the second speaker on the affirmative team presents the further argument. And the second speaker is Dua Salam.
Yes, good afternoon. So, nuclear energy in many places is competitive with fossil fuels as a means of electricity generation. And one of the advantages of nuclear energy is that unlike coal, uranium fission does not produce potentially harmful gases such as carbon dioxide, which is dangerous to the environment. And out of 31 countries which is the nuclear plants operate, only France, Slovakia, Ukraine, and Hungary use them as a source of majority of the country's electricity supply as of 2019, because the evidence over the 6 decades prove that nuclear power is as a safe means of generating electricity. The risk of accidents in nuclear power plants is low and very declining. And that's it for me.
Okay. All right. So now we have another speaker from Team 1, Lakshita Sharma. Lakshita, you can put forward your points. Yes.
Greetings to all the esteemed judges and fellow contestants. I am speaking against the motion. What is nuclear energy? Nuclear energy is the energy that holds together the nucleus of atoms. As simple as the definition sounds, its uses and production are extremely fatal. I would like to explain the reason why I am speaking against the motion by taking the example of atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The fate of these two cities changed within a flash of blinding light, which still haunts the present generation. On August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber dropped the world's first atomic bomb over the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The explosion immediately killed 129 people. 3 days later, a second A bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, killing an estimated of 226,000 people. This happened 75 years ago. The advancement and technology since then has touched the skies. Something like this happening now, with all these developments and of course with the nuclear energy, makes my blood run cold, because this time the entire human race will be wiped off. Hence, nuclear energy too might have some advantages, but the disadvantages outweighs it. And as it's very well said, that a mind can be our strongest muscle and our worst enemy. Nuclear energy is the same. Thank you.
Moderator, can I raise a point of information? Can I?
Yes, Lakshita, will you take the point of information?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, yes.
Ms. Lakshita, we have gathered here to discuss about a malfunction in a reactor of a nuclear power plant in our company, and we are representing that company. So, citing the examples of Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombs, which were meant to be placed in Hiroshima and Nagasaki by the American government, I don't find it right. I'm sure you can agree.
Sir, can I say a point?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, so like you said, that we are talking about a malfunction, but indirectly you are supporting nuclear energy. And if we are openly accepting nuclear energy, this is bound to happen, sir. If we are giving permission for nuclear energy in this country or in this world to be normal, this will happen. Because we are humans and we might do out of anger and we might destroy the world using this energy. So.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we will move to the next speaker. Is John Joshua. John Joshua, please.
Yes, sir.
John Joshua, are you ready?
Do I start now, sir? Yes, sir, I'm ready. Okay. Bill Gates once said that nuclear energy in terms of an overall safety record is better than any other energy. Honorable adjudicator, my teammates and worthy opponents, today I will be explaining the huge economical concepts that will be able to help us with nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is not only good for our environment, but it's actually also good for the economy. If you do the math with nuclear energy can help us so much because nuclear energy is cheap. Did you know that one small piece of uranium pellet that is equal to 1 ton of coal or 474 liters of oil? That is very helpful to us. With little resources, we will be able to use and create more and more energy and electricity that we will provide to the people. Nuclear energy is also very reliable. According to energy.gov or the Department of Energy in the United States, nuclear energy makes up 55% of their clean energy, and it is the most reliable source of clean energy they get. Nuclear energy is very beneficial to us all. Now, why is it that everybody says nuclear energy is a bad thing? It's because of our perspective. I suggest we all change our perspective and we don't listen to society and the false things that we hear every day, because the dangers of nuclear energy is very exaggerated. Nuclear energy is a good thing. It is time for us to rediscover and rethink nuclear energy before it's too late. Thank you very much.
All right. So now we'll move to the next speaker, Santana Gopalakrishna from Team 1.
Yeah. Factum fieri infectum non potest, meaning it is impossible for a deed to be undone.
Santana, I'm sorry, you'll have to turn your video on.
It's on, sir.
So it's on. So it is on. We can see him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, you restart over.
Okay. Factum fieri infectum non potest, meaning it is impossible for a deed to be undone. What has taken place at the nuclear power plant is a crime against Mother Nature. As insignificant creatures compared to the vastness of nature, assert our dominance over the world, to have full control over nature? Who gave us the right to meddle in affairs that we ought not be meddling in? The science has always been clear, yet we choose to ignore it out of greed. Then, are we not educated fools? The very existence of nuclear energy poses a serious threat to the delicate checks and balances in the natural ecosystems. My worthy opponent said that there are no byproducts released in nuclear power plant or nuclear energy production. I would like to oppose the statement. The tritium and heavy water that contaminates the river
It's not a rebuttal round.
This is not a rebuttal, so you can't oppose it, Santana. All right, you can build up your points based on that, but you can't oppose it here.
Mining itself is one of the major contributors to the colossal amount of damage to freshwater resources of the land. This not only affects the poor farmers and all those dependent on the agrarian activities, but it affects a variety of organisms that depend on that water resource as well. The further terrors of accidental radioactive seepage in the power plant facility, such as the one in question, has impacts more than our shallow human brains could ever even think of comprehending. All these actions might not affect us right now, but it will surely contribute to the impending doom if we do not act fast and act now. Summing up, I'd like to say that the only footprints that we must leave on this earth must be the ones that can be washed away. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have the next speaker from team team 2, I'm sorry, Hafsa Gulzar.
Sure.
Hafsa.
Stated by Abdul Kalam, nuclear power is our gateway for the prosperous future. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's such a beautiful drama that my opponent team is bringing, but too bad. This is a debate tournament and not a storytelling contest. My opponents declared many of the detrimental facts about the nuclear energy, which I totally disagree with. According to the article that was published by the World Nuclear Association, the IEA data said that 10.1% of the electricity was produced by the nuclear energy in 2018. While hearing the word nuclear energy, images like perhaps of a nuclear bomb or a nuclear energy crisis might come to your mind, but you might be surprised to learn that nuclear energy is one of the most environmental friendly sources of the energy in the world. Well, coming back to the argument, nuclear energy is not at all threatening or hazardous. We have had only 3 accidents since we started using nuclear energy. I would like you guys to provide me with a moment to prove that the pros of the nuclear energy, they prevail over the cons, such as in terms of the low cost production, the low pollutants, and the modern developments are making it a renewable resource, as well as the low greenhouse gases, which, ladies and gentlemen, is a positive indicator that the nuclear energy will reduce or effect on the global warming. Well, now let's talk about the nuclear weapons, which are the ultimate source of the deterrence, as no enemy can think to attack on nuclear weapon power, the massive loss to itself. In the end, I would like to conclude by the statement of Bill Gates that the next new energy miracle is only the nuclear energy. Thank you.
Arvind sir, unmute.
Okay, now the next speaker is Khola from team 1. Khola, are you there? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Aesop stated, every truth has 2 sides. It is as well to look at both before we commit ourselves to either. Ladies and gentlemen, assalamu alaikum and good evening. Firstly, I'm not against all the facts that have been presented by the opposition, but I completely disagree with them saying that nuclear power is safe. I believe it is also worth mentioning that fossil fuels and nuclear power are not the only sources available on the earth for energy production. Renewable sources are better, cleaner, safer, and have less severe consequences. I'd like to continue my argument by mentioning that the nuclear power is in fact indirectly involved with the emission of greenhouse gases, as the construction of the nuclear power plants require the energy from the fossil fuels. Not to forget the nuclear incidents in Fukushima, Chernobyl, Windscale in UK, and many others. Terrorist attacks, they cannot be stopped. So if the nuclear power is to fall in the wrong hands, we can say goodbye to humanity. As for the space of disposing of the nuclear power waste, it will eventually be insufficient. The effects are harmful for both human and the environment. No matter how much precaution is taken, there is a risk, there is a threat, and it's not worth the lives of millions of people. I'll say this with a definitive stance that the nuclear energy is a source of annihilation. Instead, other alternative methods must be used. Thank you.
Sir, may I use a point of interest?
Actually, the next is if previous speakers cannot raise the point of information, only the point of information can speak. The next candidate in order can raise the POI. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see. Okay, sir.
Now, the next speaker is Mary Trinity from Team 2.
Okay, so good afternoon to all. I'm Mary Trinity P. Datrella, your sixth speaker from the affirmative team supporting the positive side of the motion, nuclear energy, a source of energy or annihilation. Former U.S. President Barack Obama has stated, climate change is no longer some far off problem. It is happening here. It is happening now. As a board member, I'm aware of the situations that we are currently facing and we have yet to face. In this discussion, we need to take account in the rapid effects of global warming, aka climate change. Why? Because our world is now experiencing the effects as evidenced by the recent natural disasters, which undoubtedly is impactful with the years we neglected climate change. In relation to this is the perfect time to discuss what nuclear energy can do for us. I agree with the other board members have said when they stated, unlike the fossil fuel technologies, nuclear energy does not commit greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane. This can sustainably help slow down adverse of climate change and save Mother Nature. With nuclear energy in tandem with renewable and other complementary technologies, countries create opportunities for economic advancement such as access to better healthcare and education. Admittedly, we have hit a rough bump with the current malfunction that we have right now, but this is just a bump. This malfunction is fixable in the short term with the assistance of expert engineers and scientists. I and the rest of my board members have humbly learned from this experience, but let us not sway from the fact that nuclear energy's contribution to slowing down global warming is a very helpful solution. Would you risk nuclear energy with low chances of malfunctions, or would you risk other energy sources such as fossil fuels that harms the environment every day? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now the next speaker is Audrey Batista. Audrey Batista.
Good afternoon, I am Audrey Batista here to question if nuclear energy is really the best option for us. Although nuclear energy is said to have unlimited energy with no carbon emissions, we also have to look at the other side of the coin. It may not emit carbon emissions, but the waste generated by the power plant will be radioactive for tens to thousands of years. Spent nuclear fuel rods have a half-life of 30,000 years and depleted uranium remains toxic for an estimate of 4.5 million years. Additionally, cancer-causing tritium is found in the water and soil around nuclear sites in New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Besides the waste being there when we become the children's ancestors, the people's safety are also being endangered as nuclear power plants can be targeted for terrorists, as terrorizing a nuclear power plant results in the release of radioactivity large enough to produce significant casualties and land contamination. So, although you can fix the malfunction problem, there will still be more unsafe and dangerous elements that will be a huge problem, such as, first, there will be side effects of the recent malfunction. Second, there is no place to throw away the nuclear waste. And third, there are disasters that will be out of your reach that can put all of us in danger. So, nuclear energy may not emit carbon emissions. However, with one small step, the effects will be much more dangerous than anything that we have ever imagined. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to call Rahul Mahesh for his for his opening remarks. Rahul Mahesh Shirke.
Yes, sir.
From Team 2.
I would like to start. Good morning to the respected moderator, fellow teammates, and my worthy opponents. I present myself before you today to announce that I stand for the motion. The reactor of our power plant might have malfunctioned, but the importance of nuclear energy far surpasses accidents like these. Nuclear energy is essential for the future. What am I saying? Nuclear energy is our future. It is one of the most efficient ways to reduce carbon emission. The world today emits approximately 43 billion tons of carbon dioxide in 1 year. And this carbon emission is the leading cause of climate change, respiratory diseases, and air pollution. Every year, 4.2 million people die due to these reasons. To put this into perspective, a big nuclear accident caused by a malfunction happens every 10 to 20 years. Therefore, reducing carbon emissions should be our utmost priority. The only way to do this, however, is nuclear energy. I would like to put forth the question in front of everyone present here. More people die from electrical shocks than nuclear power plant malfunctions. Does that mean that we stop using electricity, or does it mean we improve our technology to prevent this from happening? I would like to conclude my point by saying nuclear energy being used in our present is the only way we will have a future. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. So the next speaker from Team 1 is Megha Elsa Thomas. Megha.
First, I'd like to check whether my audio, video, everything's clear.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay,
but
thank you.
video, I can't see you. Your camera, have you turned your camera on?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
It's okay, sir. I can see her.
all right, fine.
Okay. I'll begin now. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Megha Thomas, stand before you today to speak against the motion for the continuation of a nuclear power plant on behalf of the local government. It is no doubt that I firmly believe the nuclear power plant is a threat to our civilization. Nuclear power plants are incredibly expensive to build and the cost just keeps rising. In addition to the expense of building, there must be funds to protect the waste that they produce. They are vulnerable to accidents. If history is any indicator, the Chernobyl disaster in 1986 and Fukushima in 2011 have led to widespread devastation and deaths of as many as 11,000 people. This shows us that no matter how safe they claim to be, accidents can always happen. Radioactive waste is produced in amounts deemed lethal and dangerous. Exposure to this can result in birth defects, cancer, and even death. The mining and extraction of uranium are not environment friendly. Open pit mining may be safe for miners, but cause erosion and terrorists might target nuclear power plants with the intention of disaster, and uranium used for the process can be turned to nuclear weapons. So my dear friends, I urge you to pose the following question in mind. Why are we destroying ourselves in this futile attempt? How can we go to bed knowing the thought that our ignorance might cost someone their lives, their children's lives, their family lives, or even themselves? Thank you.
Thank you, Megha. Okay, now with the next speaker. Yes. Who is this? Yeah.
May I add a point of interest?
This is some K. Can you comment your name?
Sorry, I'm speaker 1 from team 2.
Speaker 1 from team. No, we can't go back. Means the next speaker only can have the POI.
Okay.
Okay, the next speaker is now Zoveris Jonas. Zoveris Jonas.
Yes,
Zoveris
sir.
Jonas.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right, now you can start your opening speech.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow committee members. I, Javeria Junis, stand before you on behalf of the Board of Directors to speak for the continuation of the nuclear power plant and about the innumerable effects of nuclear energy. It is no doubt that I firmly believe that the nuclear power plant is the future. Perhaps there is a false stigma surrounding the idea of nuclear energy being a death trap. But switching from fossil fuels to nuclear power can slow global warming and have other countless benefits. For too many environmentalists concerned with global warming, nuclear energy is today's devil's excrement. They condemn it for its production and use of radioactive fuels and for the supposed problem of disposing its waste. In my judgment, their condemnation of this efficient, low problem of disposing its waste is misplaced. Far from being the devil's excrement, nuclear power can be and should be one major component of our rescue from a hotter, more meteorologically destructive world. Hence, nuclear power and its development is the solution to this complex problem. Nuclear power is safer than most energy resources and is the ray of hope that the world requires to radically decrease its carbon emissions and pave our way to a cleaner, brighter, and more sustainable future. Given the advantages, nuclear energy production will continue to grow to offer a low carbon, clean air alternative to fossil fuels. Thank you.
Thank you, Zaveria. And the next speaker in order from team 1 is Nathan. Nathan, you can start if you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today I'll be highlighting the reasons why we should stop using nuclear energy. First is nuclear weapons proliferation. Nuclear technology made a violent entrance onto the world stage just 1 year after the world's first ever nuclear test explosion in 1944. 2 large cities were destroyed by just 2 single bombs. After that, reactor technology slowly evolved as a means of generating electricity. But it has always been intimately connected with nuclear weapons technology. It's nearly impossible to develop nuclear weapons without access to reactor technology. The Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty serves the purpose of spreading nuclear reactor technology without spreading nuclear weapons with limited success. In 40 years, 5 countries have developed their weapons with the help of nuclear technology. The fact of the matter is that it can be very hard to distinguish a covert nuclear weapons program from the peaceful use of nuclear energy in the 1970s. Accidents and disasters. Over 60 years of nuclear power usage, there have been 7 major accidents in reactors or facilities dealing with nuclear waste. 3 of those were mostly contained, but 4 of them released significant amounts of radioactivity into the environment. In 1957, 1987, and 2011, large areas of land in Russia, Ukraine, and Japan were rendered unfit for human habitation for decades to come. The number of deaths is highly disputed, but probably lies in the thousands. This disaster happened with nuclear.
Your time is over, Ms. Rima, is that so?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Now we have Mudassir. Mudassir from team 2. Mudassir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can start.
Yeah. The saying is that with climate, those who know the most are most worried, and with nuclear, those who know the most are least worried. A fear of nuclear energy is more as people think that it kills and it harms the society. But considering Japan after Fukushima, I think more than approximately 11,000 people are died per year due to the pollution caused by coal fire. So I think nuclear energy is one of the easiest way and simple way to solve all our energy needs. It is also an valuable area of research that can provide us clean energy, and it's worth investing in such type of energy because it involves it's worth investing in such type of energy, and it can be used continuously. Now, this isn't just an environmental issue; it is an ethical issue. It is a public health issue. Moving towards greenhouse gases, I think the greenhouse gases are currently one of the major threat towards the society. And since there is no emission of these gases in nuclear power plant or nuclear energy, I think that it is an eco-friendly and it is safest way to generate electricity in the present century as well as in the future. Now, let us be proud that there is a nuclear power plant in Abu Dhabi, UAE, which provides around 25% of electricity in the state. So I would like to conclude by saying that let us head towards a new beginning, a new footprint, and let us be proud that we can create a clean new energy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mudassir. And now I move to the next speaker from team 1, Sibghathullah. Sibghathullah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sibghathullah. Okay, sir, I have to on the camera, yeah?
Yes, you have to turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sibghathullah Nadeem, and today I'm here to represent Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Pakistan School, and I'm debating against nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is easily one of the most controversial energies of our time. It has no place in a safer, clean, or sustainable future because it is one, very expensive. The cost of building a nuclear power plant has grew from $2 billion to $9 billion in just a span of 6 years, from 2002 to 2008. Number two, negative impact on our environment. Nuclear energy may have zero carbon footprint, but it does contaminate the water, making it uninhabitable for aquatic life and also affecting the people living around these water bodies. Number three, risk of malfunction. We have important examples in the incident of 1986 Chernobyl and 2011 Fukushima, where many people, countless people lost their lives just due to a tiny malfunction. Number four, disposal of nuclear waste. We have no clear way of disposing nuclear waste, which is also radioactive, which pollutes and contaminates the soil and the water. In the end, I would like to quote a very famous saying of Albert Einstein that nuclear energy is just an expensive way of boiling water. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Sibagatullah. Now we will come to the last speaker of this this round. And that is Sharaya Oswin. Sharaya? Sharaya, are you there? Yes, I can. Yeah, can you please turn your camera on? We can't hear you, Sharaya.
His camera is on. I think he's on mute.
No, it shows unmute.
Ma'am, we can't hear him though.
But you are not audible to anyone.
No, you are not audible.
Still not.
Hello?
Yeah, you need to bring a bit mic a bit closer to your mouth.
Sorry, I can't.
Have you logged in from two devices?
No, sir. It's just one. I'm using a laptop. That's the
All right. Yeah, now we can see you, hear you.
You can see me, okay. Can I begin?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to extend a very warm evening to my worthy opponents and my fellow teammates and the honorable judges. Today, I'm speaking as a director of a nuclear power plant that has malfunctioned. And firstly, I'd like to raise the aspect of safety. As many of my worthy opponents have mentioned, the aspect of safety, that nuclear energy is not safe. Let me remind you that nuclear energy has actually caused fewer accidental deaths compared to other sources of energy generation due to the implications of air pollution and the energy-related accidents. And in a study done by a chemical and engineering magazine article, it states that nuclear energy actually prevented 1.8 million deaths from the time period of 1971 to 2009. Now, that obviously says that nuclear energy is very safe. And talking about the aspect of safety, we cannot overlook the fact that nuclear energy has very few carbon emission, next to none. According to a Nuclear Energy Institute, nuclear energy prevents 528 million metric tons of carbon dioxide from being released into the atmosphere annually. Now, that is very safe in my regard. And in conclusion, I'd like to say that nuclear energy is the future for the environment and humanity because of its countless benefits and its next to no carbon emissions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I realize I have missed one speaker here, Justin, right? Justin? Justin?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. May I start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon to my fellow competitors and to the adjudicators. My name is Justin Zachary P. Cabungkal. I represent the government team or the team opposing the nuclear power plant's board of directors. So I want to establish the economics of nuclear energy. So based from my research, according to Real Engineering, a YouTube channel all about engineering from different sections of engineering, they explained that in the short term, nuclear power plants are expensive to build. At least you have to at least take $1 billion in debt in the first year to take in construction of the power plant. And usually it takes 6 years at least, while in fossil fuels or coal plants, they usually take about 2 or 3 years to build. And my point is that in the long term, nuclear power plants may give tremendous amounts of profits, but in the short term, it is too risky because in 6 years, you would have stock debt. You would have tons of billions of dollars that you would need to pay in a long time. And at least a decade, is when you will be able to turn a profit. It is, my point is, it is too risky to rely on nuclear energy or nuclear power plants to create profit or to have a source of income. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Justin. And with this, we come to the end of our first round. Here we'll have a break of 2 minutes. So you can prepare your rebuttal. Okay, so 2 minutes are over now. I hope all of you are ready with your points. Opposing team begins with the rebuttal, all right, attempting to defend the opposing argument. Here you will have, each speaker will have 1 minute to speak maximum. And I realize that you had not understood the point of information in the previous round. So here I give you chance to raise the point of information also. Okay, and we will consider that for in your marks. So you can raise your point of information, right? And you can ask the speaker whom you want to ask that question, point of information from. Justin, right? So you had a point of information, correct?
Excuse me, I have a query.
Queries, what query do you have?
Yeah, since I'm the first speaker, I won't be able to give POIs like by default due to the format. So isn't that a little bit restrictive to me?
POI, see, POI based on previous. I'm not asking you to give the rebut.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I would like to raise a POI.
Who's this?
I'm Speaker 1 from Team 2, Azad.
Okay. All right.
Well, I would like to bring it to your notice that Speaker 5 and Speaker 6 repeatedly of the opposition team repeatedly contradicts each other's points, where Speaker 5 tells that what nuclear energy is a form of energy that produces greenhouse gases. She repeatedly emphasizes on it. But Speaker 6 also repeatedly emphasizes that even though she keeps on telling that even though nuclear energy is a zero carbon emitting energy, so that kind of contradicts each other's points. And also Speaker 8, we are talking about a nuclear power malfunctioning over here, a nuclear plant malfunctioning over here. I do not understand how it has any relation with nuclear weapon proliferation.
You can, excuse me, I'll have to interrupt you here. You can raise only one point of information, not all. That rebuttal, that comes again in rebuttal.
Okay,
so,
okay, yeah, fine.
All right? Yeah, you have raised the point of information. Yes. So, would you like the speaker to answer that?
Yes.
Okay. Can the speaker want to take that point of information? All right.
Can you repeat the question that you raised?
Okay, please raise the point of information again quickly, please.
Well, Speaker 5 and Speaker 6 had contradicted each other's points, where Speaker 5 had told that nuclear energy produces greenhouse gases, and whereas Speaker 6 also keeps on telling that nuclear energy is a
can I
zero
speak?
carbon.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, okay,
I
go on.
said that the nuclear power is indirectly producing the greenhouse gases. That is what I said.
No, you never said.
Okay, no arguments, please. Here, no arguments, please. Okay. Point of information only. All right.
I'd like to raise another point of information.
Yes, okay.
My worthy opponent had stated that there are no byproducts released during nuclear energy production. But as you all know, this is not true. In fact, the tritium and the nuclear waste that contaminates the water resources of the land is something that is a very major factor, which is why villages and other settlements cannot be found near the nuclear
query, Santana? You need to just raise the query, okay? And if the speaker, and name the speaker whom you are asking this.
Sir, it was the I don't remember the number, but the point was raised that there are no byproducts released. So I'd like to ask the question that how can we say that there are no byproducts released when there is obviously a large amount of nuclear radioactive waste and tritium water contamination taking place?
Okay, I think that was Hafsa Guzar.
Who is your question there?
Okay, since we do not know, Santhana cannot identify the speaker, so we'll move on to now. We will formally start the rebuttal round. Okay. Yes. So the opposing team, or you can select the member of your team to start the rebuttal, but opposing team begins the rebuttal. Each speaker gets 1 minute to rebut. Okay. And those who want to rebut other point can raise their hands. I'll call out the name and ask you to speak, but you have to speak only for 1 minute.
Excuse me, I have a query.
Yes.
Can we can rebut to the whole opposing team itself, right? Not to a single person, right?
No.
Not to a single person.
I have another query. Do we need to mention the speaker number of the speaker? Since
no, here not required.
Not required. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So now and then the first rebuttal of affirmative team depends upon the obviously how you take it. All right. So I will call out your names. So we start with opposing team. That is team 1, speaker 1. Or have you chosen any other speaker for rebuttal?
I would like to go first.
Can I go first? Oh.
Okay, Ashik.
Yep. So can I start?
Yes.
Okay.
1 minute. Timekeeper, please note.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, sir, ready.
Yeah.
I have already introduced myself, so I won't be going into that and jumping directly into the rebuttals. Now, a speaker for the opposition said that, and I will quote him, nuclear energy is good for the environment, which is very false and misleading. I don't need to go into it. Radiation effects on the ecological balance is a very common statement, and many of you can search it. The main argument of the first side was the efficiency and reliability of nuclear energy, which should not even be an argument as it comes at the cost of risk to society, risk to human life, exposure of radiation to human beings. They don't care about that. They care about reliability and efficiency. Is that what you want? Efficiency and reliability of an energy source over human life. Morally, I don't need to ask you that. The opponent said that our side was wrong regarding the negative effects of nuclear energy to the human body, and that it's not threatening at all. Nuclear energy can easily kill humans. Leukemia, radiation cancer, radiation poisoning have been substantially proven. There is no argument saying that it doesn't affect human health, when in fact it does. The opposition speaker also said only 3 accidents have occurred till now, which is very misleading and false. 30 major nuclear catastrophes have happened in the last 70 years, and there is no way you can argue against that. Thank you.
All right, Ashik, thank you. And now Hafsa Gulzar. Hafsa Gulzar, you can rebut.
Yeah, sure. I would like to answer the question on the fact that they mentioned terrorism. Terrorism is something opposite, something other thing that we have to deal with. It is if just because we're not able to control the terrorists to make it harder for them to obtain the nuclear material does not mean we're going to deprive ourselves from such a useful means of energy. Also, they talk about the inefficiency of the nuclear power plants and the risks of having the accidents. I would like to mention over here that the nuclear accidents are reduced until now because we have started taking preventions. Like one of them is to stabilize the electricity supply or maybe install filter advanced systems in the nuclear power plants. And also, I would like to mention that the nuclear power plants, even if they go horribly wrong, then they do less damage as compared to the fossil fuel, what they do to the environment and the human beings. Also, one last thing that I would like to mention is that we are soon going to be deprived of the fossil fuels like the coal in the 2060 probably, and also the gas in 2052. But the nuclear energy will stay with us for almost like 80 years. One more thing I would like to mention is that the death rate in the sorry, are you saying something, sir?
Arun sir, unmute.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I was on mute. Your time is over. Now John Joshua will speak, okay? And those others also can raise their hands. Yeah, John Joshua, yes. Ready?
Honorable adjudicators and dear audience, I would like to rebut some of the statements made by some of the speakers in the opposing team. First of all, by the fourth speaker, I have heard that the use of fossil fuel energy and creation of nuclear energy and specifically nuclear power plants is bad because we should cancel them because of the use of fossil fuels in them. By that same logic, we should also cancel out solar panels and windmills, because with the creation of them, we used fossil fuels. In the factories in China, when we created them, we contributed to those carbon emissions. So I would also like to rebut some of the points made by the ninth speaker in an economic perspective. He said that short term there are too many risks. Yes, there are a lot of risks in every market, but it is important for us to realize that the more risks we take, the more returns we will get. We shouldn't avoid risk, but instead we should manage our risk. And also, we shouldn't think short term, but we should think long term, because what we should think about is not for ourselves, but what we can do for our future country and our future generations.
Okay, so time's up. Now I call Santanu Gopalakrishna, and after that Rahul Mahesh.
So what I'm gathering here is that they're saying that the nuclear power plant will reduce the global warming. But what is the purpose of reducing global warming when nuclear energy can itself be used to eradicate the entire human population? Who is to benefit from the fact of clearing global warming? Nobody, when the earth is destroyed. And someone else from my worthy opponent might have said that it's just a bump, just a snag that we might have hit when we are going towards a utopic source of energy. How can we dehumanize the scores of millions of people who have lost their lives and livelihood due to the single nuclear explosion taking place? It is not something that we in power are supposed to do. What future do we want to discuss about when there will be none taking place, in fact? What beginning do we speak of over the dead bodies and the hungry mouths of over thousands of millions of people? Another one of my worthy opponents might have raised the point that a solar panel or a windmill also causes a lot of pollution or a lot of energy or a lot of materials needed for the construction. But a solar panel will last a very long time, whereas a uranium fuel would last comparatively a lesser amount of time than a solar panel or a windmill would last. Plus, the amount of pollution generated by a solar panel or a windmill or even a hydroelectric plant for that instance is close to nil, whereas the amount of pollution that is exerted by a nuclear power plant is skyrocketing.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
Santan, thank you. Rahul. And the next in is KM Samnar. Who's this candidate? KM Samnar. Can you please call
Azad. I'm speaker 1 from team 2.
Okay, all right. Speaker 1 from team 2 after Rahul.
Yeah.
I would just like to contribute. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
Go on.
I would like to contradict the statement made by Santana, my worthy opponent Santana, when he said there are other. I would just like to ask you, can you name one other source of energy even close to as efficient as nuclear energy is in reducing carbon emissions? The world today emits 43 billion tons of carbon dioxide, and it causes 4.2 million deaths. Can you name one other source of energy which will reduce this carbon emission? Thank you.
Okay, all right. Now there's Asad. Sorry, who's this?
So would I get the opportunity to answer since he has mentioned my name?
I give you 10 seconds and then that's it.
Okay. So hydroelectricity, as we can see in this graph over here, is one of the source of energy that causes least amount of pollution, as we can see.
Okay.
Hydroelectricity, and this is nuclear energy. So
thank you very much. Now no further arguments. Thank you. Now Asad, you can start, please.
Yeah. Now the opposition had told that it's the most dangerous form of energy, and it has a very high cost of setting up. Well, what are you talking about right now? Nuclear energy is exactly what the world needs right now. A renewable form of energy that's clean and that produces very less byproducts and pollutants in the atmosphere. Okay, I agree it has a very high cost of setting up, but that can be compensated by its high energy efficiency and its low cost of operating. Now, now you talked about the fuel that we use. Now, there are various measures like radiation-based recycling, which can be used to reuse fuels and be used for other plants. Now, you told about the way it affects people once a nuclear fallout has taken place. Well, that is why humans have learned from their mistakes, and now plants are being built away from human inhabitation and other life forms. Now, Speakers 8 repeatedly keeps on talking about nuclear weapon proliferation. The same with Speaker 4 too. He also keeps on speaking of nuclear weapon proliferation. How does that come into place when we are speaking about a nuclear malfunctioning and you are acting as the board of governors of the government? Now,
Okay,
last
so
point.
time.
Last point. Now, Speaker
Sorry.
7. Yes.
Your time's up. Thank you. Thank you. So
Since my number was mentioned, do I get a chance to speak or?
Santana, thank you. Now I would like to see if there are any other rebuttals. Then I'll open it for yes. Okay, Abdul Samad Mudassir. I think you have already given the rebuttal.
No, I don't.
All right. Yes, you can start then.
So my worthy opponents were talking about Fukushima a lot. I got to hear that word a lot. It's around 9 years back. In your study in 2010, deep horizon oil spill. In China, a coal incident happened, referring explosion in Washington. In Pakistan, in 2014, coal mine collapsed. And in 2019, in India, coal mine collapsed. So do you have any solution for this as representing a government?
Your question is to?
Do they have any solution for this? For this much incident, they were talking about Fukushima a lot. They just got one point. There was like Fukushima, and that happened. I have a huge list, and if I start saying that, you have to sit here for the whole day. Do you have any solution for this? You're representing the government. Do you have?
You're deviating from the topic.
I think
Okay.
you got my question.
Yeah, we have now Megha. Megha, would you like to take that point?
Sure.
Yes.
I honestly did not understand what he just mentioned because we are talking about nuclear. So I would just, profess my own point.
Yeah,
so once again, to the opposing team, to my honorable opponents, I would like to point few facts and figures which are officially verified by the authorities. Based on the study and research of the World Nuclear Association, of all the operating hours of all civil nuclear reactions and the number of nuclear meltdowns that have occurred, scientists have estimated it to be at least 5 in every 10 to 20 years, which means that currently, compared to like about 5 decades ago, we are having 200 times more often of nuclear meltdowns than the past, which means 200 times more of damage and devastation and deaths caused. So I think I've proven my point there. And the world produces about 340 million metric cubes, and each cube takes about 1,000 to 10,000 years to decay. And the contamination of this product and a small mistake can cause the destruction of entire humanity, which means that the amount of resources that you use, but the byproducts are much more, they cause much more damage than the amount of energy that you produce. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So do we have any more speakers for rebuttal? Otherwise, I'll open the debate for 1 minute 30 seconds, where anyone can raise the point.
I want to raise a point about the deaths mentioned by my opponent. I want to share that the death. Yes, I have Saruzal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the deaths mentioned by the nuclear power is a 0.07 per tetrawatt hour of the energy production, as compared to the deaths which are caused by the burning of the fossil fuels. So I would like to say that the death rate of due to the nuclear power plants is very less as compared to the other, which is the fossil fuels. Also, they're continuously mentioning the high price of the construction of that the nuclear power plants. I would like to mention here that the benefit that we'll get after the utilization of the nuclear energy would definitely surplus the amount of the money that we're spending on the construction of it. So yeah, and also one thing I want to ask my worthy opponents, that how are they going to compensate the necessity of electricity for the ever-growing population? So how are they going to provide the electricity to the ever-growing population of the world? Yeah, thank you.
All right, Khola Kari. Khola Kari.
So I'm sorry, is this an open debate or is it just
Not
rebuttal?
yet. Khola has not yet.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So you asked, as a compensation for nuclear energy, what should be used? Renewable sources are there that could be used, and they are much more beneficial. Now, one of my opposition asked that, is there any source that would reduce carbon dioxide emission? Actually, the solar and the wind, they have the least carbon dioxide equivalent emission. And the opposition keeps claiming that nuclear power is not causing global warming and carbon dioxide is not produced. But indirectly, carbon dioxide is produced and it is causing the global warming. So let us consider a situation. It takes about 10 to 19 years to put up a nuclear plant. And by that time, when the fossil fuel is being used for the construction, a lot of damage could be caused to the environment. And there could be a possibility that there won't be the Earth anymore. Also, this was the indirect production of carbon dioxide. An article was published by the Our World in Data. It stated that the carbon dioxide emitted by the nuclear energy.
All right, Kola, your time is up.
Sir, Kola had mentioned my points directly. Like she had mentioned a statement of mine. Can I contradict?
5 seconds in 2 sentences. If you can wind up fast.
Okay, sir. She mentioned the use of solar energy as a different source of energy. That is much less efficient and it is much more costly. So you can't really use it instead of nuclear energy. So you can't really. Yeah.
Thank you, Rahul. Okay. This is not. I have not opened the debate yet, please. Okay, I can see now. Shreya, yes.
Yes, I just like to add on to my teammates' argument that so solar energy and wind energy and all those sorts of renewable energy, they are not very reliable. They depend on the weather conditions, and at night solar energy cannot even be produced. And talking about the other non-renewable sources of energy like coal, oil, gas, they are very reliable, but they produce a significantly more amount of carbon dioxide emissions. So comparing the two, nuclear energy is actually in balance between them. That's why nuclear energy is better.
Okay, so now, I'll open the debate for 1 minute 30 seconds. But remember, do not dominate, do not attack personal. And second, this is strictly 1 minute 30 seconds. Ms. Rima, please note. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So can I start?
The debate now.
Can I start giving my concluding statement as the opposition speaker?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So 30 seconds, right?
Sir, this is an open debate, right? Why are we starting closing statements already?
No. Now we are already. Ashik actually has a very valid point because the closing statement is required. Yeah, 30 seconds, yes, giving you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So I mentioned how the efficiency and reliability factor isn't proven in this debate, and the opposition team decided to hunker down and say the same points over and over again, providing facts which are not provable. How do you prove 300 million people died? How do you prove a nuclear meltdown is 200 times more dangerous than any other thing? How do you prove most of the numbers you're giving? One of my opposition speakers brought up a graph. How do I prove that graph? These are all illogical facts. These are not provable facts. Unless you can actually show me a verifiable source and why this is provable, how do you say this? Now, regarding this debate, at the end, it's a simple question you have to ask. Do we sacrifice efficiency?
Right, thank you, time's up. 30 seconds, Sigbatullah, 30 seconds only to you, and then I'll open the debate. 30 seconds. Sigbatullah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, so someone from the opposing team, from the affirmative team just said that the solar energy is not efficient, or it is depends upon weather. So I wanted to say that solar energy may be less efficient, but the cost is really low as compared to nuclear energy, because to get the same amount of energy from solar energy would take only 50% of the cost required to build a single nuclear power plant, which is $25 billion US, and it will take only $12.5 billion US to make equivalent amount of energy from solar panels, which is 13,000 megawatt. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now the debate is open for 1 minute 30 seconds.
So could I start?
Yes.
So all of us are talking about solar energy, wind energy, and how ineffective, as my opposition might claim it is. Why aren't we talking about such good source of energy such as biogas? Something that reuses our waste products and creates an abundance of energy. Something such as hydroelectricity that provides energy all around the year. Why aren't we talking about something such as tidal energy?
Any other speaker? Yes, please.
Yeah.
I would like to speak against
that.
Wait a minute. Are any other speaker want to come in?
So can I, Rahul? Can I? Yeah. Okay. You had mentioned hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity is much less efficient compared to nuclear energy. It has a huge impact on our aquatic life, and it has flood risk, and it is susceptible to droughts. There are many points against hydroelectricity as well. So you can't really say it is more efficient or even close to as efficient as nuclear energy when there are so many negatives behind it as well. Thank you.
Yeah, please give the rebut. Abhya, you carry on. Carry on.
Yes, sir. Can I, sir?
I mean, okay, fine.
So we must understand that even though the dangers, the risks of a malfunctioning of a hydroelectric plant might be there, but there is certainly no amount of radioactive fallout taking place. There's certainly no amount of decades and decades of contamination of water resources, decades and decades of the malformities and mutations occurring in people.
John wants to come. Yes, John, come in.
So I want to can I?
Sheikh, I will give you a chance. Just a second. Let John come in. Yes, John. John, can you come in? Yeah, John. Yes.
Mic test. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
All right. Dear audience, I would like everyone in here to take note of everything of solar. It is important for us to realize, even though some of these energy sources might seem good, but they also pose very good threats. And let me tell you everything.
Okay, John, we can't hear you.
So I would like to
wait, can you hear me?
Can I rebut Ashik? His closing statement.
So can I rebut Sanjal?
Okay. Lakshita, come in, and afterward Ashik and then Rahul.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Can I start?
Yes. Don't stop.
So, earlier it was said that it's our human fault that we are not able to handle terrorism. But who needs a terrorist to plant a bomb when there's one right there in our own country in form of nuclear energy waste? The storage of nuclear energy is similar to time-ticking bomb. Why aren't we talking about that this nuclear waste could kill thousands and millions?
Okay, Ashik.
So can I know?
Okay, as some other speakers have mentioned, why aren't we talking about renewable sources of energy?
Just a second. All of you don't speak together, otherwise we won't be able to get to everybody's point.
Yeah. One of the speakers from my team talked about renewable energy. Why is no one talking about that? The opposition team, you're avoiding that topic. Speak on that topic. See, renewable energy is a much better source of energy than nuclear energy. There is no arguments against that. And we should focus on that a little bit more since we have been arguing on the efficiency part for way too long at this point.
Rahul, quickly.
First of all, I would like to contradict your concluding statement when you said you can't prove that these many people die or this is efficient. You know there are statistics to prove all of this, right? And there are statistics by wide-known organizations that prove this. Another point, I would like to contradict the point that you said right now. We did mention various different disadvantages of whatever other source of energy you had mentioned. So you can't
Sorry.
Can I directly counter that, please? 1 minute.
No, sir, just a second. Let Megha speak. Let Megha speak.
I would actually like to talk about the solar energy. I think Speaker 9 was talking about it. First of all, the amount of resources that you require for solar energy and the amount of resources that you require for nuclear energy, for the production of nuclear power, for the production of energy, there's a significant difference. So there's a limited supply, and nuclear power plants are mainly dependent on uranium and thorium. And unless you find a way for nuclear fission, the supply will inevitably dry up. And as you know, we are not at a state where we can call that technology is so advanced. So you cannot depend on nuclear power plants for a long period of time.
Okay.
Okay, can I just counter one of the speaker's points?
We have actually exceeded the time already, but I'll give you 1 more minute because I can see very strong arguments coming in. Yes, Sigabutullah.
So hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Someone just said that the other sources of energy, they contaminate water. I want to say that nuclear power plants are purposely built near water bodies to draw water and use it for cooling processes. This process contaminates the water and makes it uninhabitable for aquatic life. It's not only the other resources and solar solar energy or wind energy don't even pollute water. They don't even have anything to do with water. It's nuclear energy that contaminates water and makes it uninhabitable for aquatic life, and also affects the people living around the water bodies.
Okay, Mudassir.
Ma'am,
Okay,
sir,
can I
one of
give a
our
point, a
experts
small
talking about
point, 10
radioactive
seconds?
storage. I think storing the radioactive waste is much more better than polluting the environment openly.
So, hello?
Okay, yes.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. You said that most of these facts are provable.
Thank you very much, Ashik. Okay, I'm sorry because I want to give chance to others. So, Caller Karim, caller, do you have a point here? Do you want to speak?
So I would like to add a point. Okay.
Okay. Who's this?
So, speaker one from team 2.
Yes, sir. I would like to speak.
Yes, please speak. Caller.
So we're if we assume that it is safe, the nuclear power is safe, are you saying that minute mistakes cannot cause big destructions? It can cause destructions, and because of this, what's the point of generating electricity for people when they could be wiped out from the surface of the earth because of this minute mistake? They would no longer be able to enjoy this luxurious life.
Okay, Joshua. Joshua wants to come in. Joshua? John Joshua.
Yes, sir. Okay, I would just like to rebut what the speaker number 5 has recently said. So you guys have been saying that there is a risk and there are nuclear meltdowns that are occurring, but we should also take note that before nuclear power plants came into existence and operation, that government has audited this and they checked it before it starts. They have heavy regulation. Look at the Abu Dhabi nuclear plant. It has a lot of regulations, and I don't expect it burning soon.
Okay, all right. Now I may not be able to. I'm sorry, I may not be able to exceed it anymore because we have already exceeded the time limit. The debate was that, especially when I opened the debate, it went so well, and I could hear so strong arguments coming in from all the participants. So I had to exceed it from 1 minute to another 5 minutes. But I have my time constraint, so I cannot go beyond that. So thank you very much, all the participating schools, all the participants. This was really a wonderful day with you, evening with you, really. I enjoyed the debate a lot and hope you also have enjoyed the same. As far as the results are concerned, results will be prepared and announced very soon. You will be notified, right? I would again like to repeat, as I said, the awards are for the best speaker, for affirmative, for best speaker opposing, best speaker runner-up for affirmative team, and best speaker runner-up from opposing team, best point of information raised for, best point of information raised against. I would like to thank once again the judges also, because they were all the time silent. Their presence was absolutely not felt, but you will feel their presence only after the results are declared, right? So they were silently doing their duty. I thank you, judges. Thank you, Ms. Rima. Thank you, Seema ma'am. And thank you, the coordinators of the participating schools. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
That was a great debate to watch. I mean, I still can't make up my mind about who was right. You know, because on one end, we have people questioning about whether nuclear power is safe, whereas on the other, people are saying that it's the most effective source of energy. Anyways, let's leave that to the judges to decide. But I'm sure what they really need to decide right now is who the best speaker is. And I'm sure they're having a tough time with it. Anyways, that's enough debating for now. I hope you all enjoyed the debate. Thank you.
Creativity is thinking of new things, and innovation is doing new things. We now welcome our tiny tots from kindergarten and grade 1, who will surely steal the show with their cute and colorful costumes. A total of 15 schools had participated in this fashion show. The clothes were purely made out of waste materials including plastic bags, newspapers and old magazines. So please, sit back and enjoy a variety of vibrant colors. Our little participants had displayed great talent, ingenuity and creativity. Their creativity is indeed commendable and amazing. We also thank all parents and the students for their overwhelming participation.
Waste isn't waste until we waste it. Creativity is intelligence. Have fun, said Albert Einstein. How true, right? There is a definitive link between creativity and intelligence. A creative mind is a fertile mind. Just like a magician, it can conjure up to thousands of ideas in a jiffy. What a superb combination this! So, we came upon this plan, throw this challenge out of scores to our young minds who would be ready to let their imagination run on overdrive, and devised the best out of waste competition for our young and vibrant competitors. A total of 15 schools had participated in this competition. We received overwhelming responses from different schools. Participants were asked to make models out of recycled materials. This activity helped us to enhance not only creativity but also presentation skills, and it also made us learn the importance of reusing and recycling waste materials available to them. A heartiest congratulations to all the participants.
Green, a march towards sustainability. Going green means to pursue knowledge and practices that can lead to more environment-friendly and ecologically responsible decisions and lifestyle. This can help protect our environment and sustain our natural resources for the current and future generations. A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Tanvi Jain, from the Director of Art Club, I'm here today on behalf of the club to declare the results of the inter-school poster making competition. Although we conducted this competition virtually due to the current coronavirus situation, it saw a tremendous participation of over 200 students representing 15 schools from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, making it a huge success. As per the protocol, we had the responsibility of selecting the winners of this competition. But I can assure you that each one of you is a winner in your own sense, as it is reflected in the hard work that you all put in. For the given protocol, our team has selected the best 15 posters from all the entries received based on creativity, composition, originality, design, clarity and neatness. Now, I present to you the best 15 beautiful pieces of art.
personal and career success. It is true that communication is the key to brighten our future. Good communication skills are needed to speak appropriately with a wide variety of people. To instill this quality, we have arranged the competition of young voice. The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow, so let us now welcome the students of middle school and high school to express their views on sustainable environment. A total of 12 schools have participated in this competition. Such a great response has certainly left us overwhelmed. A very hearty congratulations to all the participants.
It's made up of 3 pillars: the environment, the society, and the economy, informally known as profit, people, and planet. Good morning to all. I'm Cyril Sebi of grade 7 from Sunrise English Private School, and I am here to shed some light on a term used by the young and elderly: a healthy and organic lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle. Is it just a hope or is it a hype? An organic lifestyle. Is it just a fashion or can it be attained? We often say we are what we eat, but as much as it is essential to have a nutritious diet, it is also essential to observe its effects on the environment. We should have a deep understanding about what we eat, because the right choice of food can lead to a healthy mind, body, and soul. People are so conscious about everything to a point that the origin and the source of a product is the most important factor for a person who likes the idea of sustainability and green living. So why go organic? The common benefits we see of organic lifestyle over conventional industrial agriculture is it has less toxins, fewer pesticides, better nutrition, and it's overall better for the environment and much more. I cannot stress enough how important it is to stay away from the environmental toxins and reduce the risk of health issues. So if you are an eco-friendly soul or a conscious customer and you are thinking about the future generation to come, you are on the right path. Going organic and having a healthy lifestyle is your choice. So what are you gonna pick? Think about it. Hope you've chosen the right choice. Thank you and have a nice day.
I am Fatma Salim of Al-Dhafar Private School studying in grade 10, and today I will be talking about sustainability. To begin with, sustainability means meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It has 3 components: environmental conservation, social responsibility, and economic development. Sustainability is significant for a basic, clear explanation. We cannot maintain our quality of life as human beings, the variety of life on Earth, or Earth's biological systems, except if we grasp it. There are signs from all quarters, and from the littlest to the biggest scale, that sustainability is something we should address. We will run out of petroleum products, and we will also run out of wood. Thousands, if not a huge number of creature species will get wiped out. We will also harm the air if we don't change. And finally, sustainability will also help in ending poverty and hunger, and to achieve gender equality and increase standards of education and healthcare. Hand in hand, we can all change the land. Thank you.
Warm greetings to all. My name is Jaden John Jacob, and I am studying in Global Indian International School, Abu Dhabi. It is often said that we are what we eat. Nowadays, you can find so many alternatives when it comes to food and drink. There's something for every body type, diet, and taste. Maybe 5 years ago, there was no such concept called vegan burgers. But now, you can find many brands offering various flavors. And how many times have you seen packets with organic or palm oil free written in big letters? That's right. Food companies know that the habits are changing daily. It seems like the past few years have been all about food and taking back control of where it comes from, ensuring that it's sustainable, safe, fair, healthy, and delicious. Some call it the #food movement. But whatever the name is, the important factor is that people are becoming more and more aware of the sources of the food and the impacts it can have on the environment. There has been a change in the way people perceive what is displayed in supermarkets, restaurants, or cafes. The blind confidence of the old days is now a myth, And food companies have realized this, finally. Environmental sustainability is slowly becoming a priority for everyone, especially youngsters. Eating healthy in your daily life and adopting a healthy diet is much easier than you think. What might be the solution to this? You might think. Shop locally. If you can find local markets, you're not only supporting the local residents, but you're also saving money and getting the freshest food out there. Local brands also mean less fuel for food, since they don't have to travel from far away. Drawing inspiration from such initiatives and current trends can make your lifestyle less stressful, environmentally sustainable, budget-friendly, and good for your body and soul. Thank you.
My name is Rimas Ayman. I'm from a different private school from grade 7 of 1, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about sustainability. Sustainability means meeting our own needs without affecting future generations to meet their own needs. In addition to natural resources, we also need social and economic resources. There are so many different ways we can practice to be sustainable. For example, we can reuse, reduce, and recycle. Now, sustainability is important in many different ways and has many reasons why it's important. One of these reasons is environmental quality. In order to have healthy communities, we need clean air, natural resources, and a non-toxic environment. Sustainability aims to use our resources effectively to benefit our campus and community. There are 3 ways you can show sustainability. Number 1, you can start by saving energy. By using less energy, you can help reduce the carbon emissions. The second thing you can do is to use renewable energy. For example, you can use solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, or even hydroelectric energy. All of these are examples of renewable energy resources. The final thing you can do is you can reuse and recycle. I personally reuse and recycle. So here is an empty tissue box. Now I didn't want to throw the tissue box away, so what did I do from it? I made a plate from it. I also made a pencil holder. So I keep all my pencils in here, and this is how I reused a tissue box and turned it into something I can use in my everyday life. So maybe you can look around your house and try to reuse things that you want to throw away, but you can take it and make really amazing things out of it. And if we all start recycling and reusing, I bet you we can all save our planet together.
From home gardens, are those free of refined sugar? Did they stop using those fancy plastics? How about signing a petition? No, a protest. Louder the better. I am pretty sure you all are familiar with those. I mean, organic is the new black. A very pleasant good morning to our not present here today. I am Amna Anwar of grade 8B, and today you'll be listening to me talk about how sustainability leads towards an organic and healthy lifestyle. Before we rush into what, why, how organic, and most importantly the benefits we earthlings have, what is sustainability? This word makes more sense when you're more interested in what Sharmaji's grandchildren and yours will be playing with in the future rather than what he owns now. Google has a more direct. Sustainability means meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. In short, the ability to exist constantly. Environmental sustainability is slowly becoming a priority for all of us. Eating healthy in your daily life can be hard, but imagine a plant-based cooking show where mushroom burgers, hummus with cooked parsley leaves, and almond with honey cookies can be just as exciting as the usuals. I believe eating healthy is a form of self-respect. As more people are becoming conscious of what they put into their bodies, they are also becoming conscious of what they are putting into the environment. Sustainable living is rapidly emerging as a mainstream movement with climate change, waste reduction, and many others. A sustainable mindset steers manufacturing and purchasing practices that are gentler on the planet. This trend benefits everyone with less damage to ecosystems and fewer toxins in our body, so no one's at loss. Just the thought of loving ourselves set out as a revolution. Now how can we inculcate this whole sophisticated but long-term benefit lifestyle? Drink lots of water. By the way, don't forget to use recyclable bottles. Shop locally means less fuel. Go vegetarian or reduce meat. Reducing meat is already a big step, since meat or fresh fish can be expensive and hard to find. More than that, meat production has serious negative effects on global warming. Get traditional, since it is more likely to feature ingredients from the region, organic and fresh. The list can go on and on. we decide what kind of a world we would like to grow up in. I'm here to speak for all the generations to come. This planet came with a set of instructions, but we seem to have misplaced them. Let us brush up those important rules like don't poison the water, soil or air. Don't let the earth get overcrowded, and most importantly, do not touch that thermostat. Which I guess we have already broken. All I want to ask, did you have to think about all of these things when you were my age? Let's act fast. Thank you for listening.
In 2018, the global organic food and beverage market was valued at approximately 165 billion US dollars, and this number is expected to reach 206 billion US dollars by 2027. Such a large market for organic foods proves that it does have its benefits. A very good morning, everyone. In conventional agriculture, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides and fertilizers are majorly used. These chemicals are extremely dangerous for health because they can cause major health issues including cancers, brain tumors, immune disorders and numerous other diseases. Apart from this, they contaminate the soil, are transferred into the water stream of rivers and lakes, eventually reach the ocean and cause massive environmental damage in the form of soil and water pollution. On the contrary, in organic farming, naturally derived pesticides are used in the place of synthetic ones. These natural pesticides are non-toxic in nature. They eliminate the risk of these major health issues. Organic farming also increases soil fertility, reduces soil erosion, preserves biodiversity, and prevents groundwater contamination by reducing nitrate leaching. Since organic farming requires lesser energy, the carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere are considerably reduced. This in turn slows down the effects of both climate change and global warming. So it can be safely concluded that shifting to an organic and healthier lifestyle can prove to be a major step in our ongoing march towards sustainability. It is extremely important that we stop ruling out organic foods just because of their prices and focus on the bigger picture, because it is time to pay for what we have done.
Sustainability towards healthy and organic lifestyle. Healthy and organic lifestyle, a phrase that we have been bombarded with since the dawn of the pandemic days. Of course, we need to follow a healthy and organic lifestyle to make it out of this mess. Our opponent may be microscopic but very powerful, so we need to equip ourselves and strengthen our immune system. In our homes, we have gone back to the basics, returning to the good old wisdom passed down by our grandparents. Fast food and impulsive purchases have seemed to taken a backseat in these tough times. But how long are we going to stay put in this track? Are we just waiting to get back to our convenience-based lifestyle once the pandemic is over? Here's why we shouldn't. Firstly, healthy and organic lifestyle should be a consistent way of life to reap the benefits. It increases your productivity. Secondly, a healthy and organic lifestyle makes you a more responsible and less selfish individual who not only cares about oneself but also for the generations to come. Thirdly, opting for a healthy and organic lifestyle makes you more aware about the environment around you. Nature has been sending you signals for a long period of time. Stop and take notice. Taking the long road. Cooking food the Indian way is definitely time-consuming. Recycling and reusing is neither attractive nor convenient. But remember, our choices define our future. Make it wisely and sustainably. Thank you.
In the present circumstances, no one can afford to assume that someone else will solve your problems. Every individual has the responsibility to help guide the global family in the right direction. Good wishes are not sufficient. We must become actively engaged. Respected judges and my dear listeners, this quote of Dalai Lama is highly relevant to today's topic, sustainability towards a healthy and organic lifestyle, and reminds us of our responsibility. What is sustainability? According to UN World Commission on Environment and Development, sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. The concept of sustainability is based on three major pillars: economic, environmental, and social. Why a healthy and organic lifestyle is mandatory for a sustainable future? It is often said, "We are what we eat." This famous proverb underlines health is wealth. An organic lifestyle offers better quality in pesticide reduction, immune system boost, antioxidant capacity, antibiotic resistance, and supports our environment. Therefore, adopting an organic diet is a wise choice for both the environment as well as for personal health. My dear listeners, it is our duty to adopt a sustainable, healthy, and organic lifestyle for our future generations. Thank you.
What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Warm greetings of the day. I, Sneha Rajiv of GIIS Abu Dhabi, will be talking on sustainability towards an organic lifestyle. Sustainable living describes a lifestyle that attempts to reduce an individual's or society's use of the natural or personal resources. It is often called as Earth's harmony living or net zero living. Organic lifestyle is a solution for global warming. Conscious of our connection with the whole, we can make choices that are sustainable to all life on this planet. The concept of sustainability includes the production of organic food or other plant or animal products with minimal impact on the environment. Sustainable eating is about choosing food that are helpful to our environment and our bodies. The best way to support the benefits of sustainability is to practice healthy and organic lifestyle. And how can you achieve this? Caring for yourself first. Take time to exercise, do fun activities and yoga, drink plenty of water, take rest, etc. We need to include healthy food into our daily eating through homegrown food. Being organic not only respects our Mother Earth, but also reduces the consumption of synthetic chemicals, hormones, antibiotics and GMOs. Shop locally to support your community and cut down the cost. Create a healthy home with chemical-free cleaning products and body products. Practice refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle and be kind to others. Live in a happy and positive state of mind and have a healthy relationship. Organic lifestyle has come a long way over the last several decades. When we have a healthy body and mind, we are more likely to care for others and our world. Change to support us. We can choose to see it as a frightening and incapacitating, or we can embrace the opportunities and move forward with the hope towards a more sustainable world. Thank you.
Food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. A very warm good morning. My name is Bia Aldo and I am a student from Sunrise English Private School. Today I am here to deliver a short speech on sustainability towards healthy and organic lifestyle. Why is healthy and organic lifestyle so important? It is important because it helps us to avoid diseases and illness such as hypertension, cancer and so on. A healthy and organic lifestyle makes our life become more enjoyable, and the most important thing is the way to keep our body in a good condition to accomplish our day-to-day tasks. Healthy and organic lifestyle is much to do with one's mind as it is with the physical fitness of the person. In today's stressful environment, when all is about achieving goals and meeting deadlines, following a routine to positively impact fitness, both mental and physical, has increasingly become difficult. But as I said, where there's a will, there's a way. In all activities which one undertakes, small changes can lead him or her to live long, which is happier and healthier. Small change in eating pattern, 10 minutes of exercise, or simply medication can make us better suited to tackle the environment and mental stress. Change is one constant thing in our planet's growth, whether good or bad. The ignorance towards health has made an alarming reminder to change our living schedules. To promise a better future and to take up healthy measures is the first step towards long lifespan. It does not take much time to change your habits. So be organic, be healthy and be you. Thank you.
Today, I would like to highlight a very important topic in my speech, and that is sustainability towards a healthy and organic lifestyle. For me, what is the point of having everything in life when you cannot enjoy good health? It is often said that we are what we eat, so it is important to understand what you eat because the right food choices leads to a healthy mind,
body and soul. Adopting an organic diet is a wise choice for both the environment as well as for personal health. Organic items are free from harmful components and more nutritious while being sustainable in the long run. When it comes to healthy eating, vegetables and fruits are on the top list. This is because they are rich in minerals and vitamins that our body is strongly deprived of. Though they do not taste like our favorite junk food, which is more spicy and sugary, but still, believe me or not, they are lifesavers. So for those who think they have no time for healthy eating, will sooner or later have to find time for illness. It is our body who needs to choose how much we sleep, because our body is a machine, and after long hours of working, our body also needs rest, and our body's rest lies in high quality sleep. Sleep is the best meditation. In the same way that a sports car is designed to move fast, we are also designed to move. If the sports car is taken out once a week for a 3-mile round trip, then of course it would develop engine problems. Over time, people do develop health problems if they sit down all day at a desk or in front of a TV and minimize the amount of exercise they do. In the words of Nelson Mandela, exercise is the key not only to physical health but to peace of mind. There should be 3 main things: eating healthy, exercise, and sleep. All 3 together in the right balance will lead our way towards a sustainable life. So every day is another chance to get stronger, to eat healthier, and to be the best version of you. Thank you.
Jim Rohn once said, "Take care of your body. It is the only place you have to live." A very vibrant morning to all. It is important to understand what we eat, because the right food choices leads to a healthy body, mind and soul. Environment sustainability is slowly becoming a priority for everyone. Moreover, during this pandemic time, people are learning to lead a healthy lifestyle. Use of organic food should be the first step. This in return reduces the risk of the diseases. Fertilizers and pesticides are majorly used in conventional agricultural practices, which can pose a serious threat to the health of an individual, especially for children and pregnant women. Choose organic products. Shop locally, which is one of the best choices we can make. This will protect our health, as well as it will be a great support for our local economy. The essence of a sustainable lifestyle is self-care. It is a lifelong commitment to make the most loving choice each and every time. Healthy trees bears healthy fruit. For a healthy and beautiful future, let us take small steps towards a healthy and organic lifestyle. Try to grow a small vegetable garden in your home. If you can't, buy fresh organic produce from your local store. So, be mindful while you eat. Your body deserves the best. Thanks.
Respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends, have you ever thought, what is the use of a house if we don't have a planet to put it on? Today, I am going to talk about sustainability towards a healthy and organic lifestyle. By the way, sustainability is a misinterpreted word. What does it mean? For me, sustainability means daily living, keeping the environment in mind. It is a practice that
health is one precious asset that we don't recognize and appreciate until it has been depleted. Dennis Waitley. A very good day to one and all. Today I, Nivedya Sachin, will throw light on the topic sustainability towards a healthy and organic lifestyle. When you go to any farmer's market, you're greeted with signs that say certified organic in bold letters. Have you ever thought about this? Many of us think that these organic food items are not worth the money they cost. We mostly tend to ignore them and move on to buying the usual ones. But we do not realize how beneficial it can be for both us and the land we're on, and also the grave repercussions the latter can cause. Buying food from ecologically minded producers not only respects our Mother Earth, but we can also reduce the intake of synthetic chemicals, hormones, antibiotics, etc. Our lifestyle is healthy and organic only when both our food intake as well as our daily activities don't disturb our Earth's natural resources. Simply put, we can lead an organic lifestyle by finding ways to live healthily while also doing our part to taking care of the environment. One way of achieving this is by choosing organic foods. These are grown organically, that is, without the use of chemical fertilizers, and hence they don't pose a threat to our Earth. But that's not all. We can also lead an organic lifestyle by replacing the things that we use daily with organic products. This can simply mean that choosing organic cleaning supplies, reducing the amount of waste we produce, as well as traveling without leaving a huge carbon footprint all contribute to leading a healthy and organic lifestyle, while also making it sustainable. When we have a healthy body in mind, we're more likely to care for our surroundings. Hence, let's take the side of Team Organic and work our way towards achieving what we always wanted to achieve, sustainability. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
I will not reiterate the common saying, health is wealth. But I would like to ask you that if you have lots of money, but if you are in ill health, mental depression, and physically unable to enjoy life, what good is that wealth to you? A very good morning to everyone listening. Whether it is for pandemic reasons or otherwise, we spend a lot of time at home. So the more sustainable you make it, the healthier your immediate environment will be. Now, creating a sustainable lifestyle is a lifelong commitment. A healthy lifestyle is quite simple to achieve. By simply avoiding toxins in your food and consuming plenty of fresh fruit and whole grains, and exercising moderately can be the first big step. If we all live more ecologically, we wouldn't need to destroy nature. We need to use more natural materials because as it disintegrates, it simply returns back to nature and does not create pollution. Simple measures like using public transportation more often and reducing energy consumption can go a long way in reducing your environmental impact and making this planet a cleaner and safer place to ensure sustainability. We can understand the science that was developed to understand sustainability called permaculture, which is an innovative framework for creating sustainable ways of living. Each one of us has a role to play to make a difference. Each one of us must take responsibility for our own lives and show respect to ourselves to maintain a healthier lifestyle. Do your little bit of good where you are helping yourself. And it's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world.
Greetings to everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm Rina Jampasha Benavente of Philippine Emirates Private School, and I'm going to be your doctor for today. Now, we're going to talk about how you can make healthy decisions for yourself and for our environment. Small gestures can have a big impact. Every single person makes decisions every day. Big or small, it can affect anything positively or negatively. For example, are you going to eat vegetables for today or eat instant noodles for the third time this week? The small decisions of what we normally do every day can have a big impact in our future. So how can we practice healthy decision making? Eating healthy is not only for you. It reduces your carbon footprint, which is also good for the environment. One of the easiest but biggest ways to embrace a healthy lifestyle is only purchasing organic foods. They are free from chemicals that are harmful for your health and for the environment. Not only that, but organic foods taste better than non-organics. Another way to embrace a healthy lifestyle is exercising outside by walking to your destination instead of using your car. This can reduce the greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Well, these are just some of the little ways you can do for yourself and for our Earth. But if all of us invest in our health by being a wise decision maker, we can definitely change the Earth for a better future. Again, living a healthy and organic lifestyle is not only for you, but for the whole population and the next generation. It is not only for us, but also for our home, the Earth. I, Rina Jampasha Benavente, a grade 10 student, a future doctor, and part of a today's youth, is encouraging you to live a healthy life for yourself, for the environment, and for our future. Thank you.
Earth provides enough for every man's need, but not enough for every man's greed. Well said by Mahatma Gandhi. Good afternoon, teachers and fellow speakers. My name is Arush of grade 8B, and today I will give a speech about sustainability towards a healthy and organic lifestyle. Earth's resources will be deleted if they are consumed faster than they can be replenished by the planet. Currently, we consume 50% more natural sources than our planet can replenish. In other words, it is taking our planet 1.5 years to regenerate the renewable resources that people use and absorb. However, it is never too late to work towards ensuring a sustainable planet which provides clean air, ample fresh water, and enough natural resources for the basic needs of all forms of life living on it, and for the generation that will call it home in the future. This we can assure if we adopt sustainable living from today. Sustainable living means living within one's fair share of our planet's resources, which improve quality of life without damaging the quality or quantity of these resources. This way, we can ensure that meeting pressing needs does not compromise the ability of future generation to meet their needs. Efforts have to be taken by everyone, from everywhere, to the young, to the old. We are humans, and this place we call Earth is our home. And no matter what happens, it is our responsibility that it stays like this for the future generation. Thank you.
Everyone present here. Today, I'm going to talk on the topic of sustainability towards organic and healthy lifestyle. You all must have made livelihood out of immense hard work and years of grinding. What if I say all this arduous hard work will go completely in vain, mainly because of your lifestyle? Let me give you an example. Unless a rich smoker quits the habit of smoking, he'll continue to have high risk of fatal diseases, even though he spends tons and tons of money on his healthcare. The thing I want to specify here is that your health cannot be bought by money, and your health has to be preserved. And the best way to do that is by living an organic and healthy lifestyle. An organic and healthy lifestyle is not only beneficial for you, but also for the environment. It's like hitting two birds with a single stone. So here are some ways you can actually implement an organic and healthy lifestyle. First of all, get farm fresh produce and meat delivery straight to your home. Or you can do this by Amazon, because Amazon provides organic foodstuff, deli meats at a lower cost straight to your home. Secondly, use coupons, because savings are really integral for living an organic and healthy lifestyle. Saving make you feel better and make you feel more secure. And as Indians, we all know the importance of savings. So now this app called Honey, it's a browser extension that automatically finds and applies coupon codes at the end of a checkout so that you get lots and lots of discounts on your online orders. So by these ways, you can actually implement an organic and healthy lifestyle. Now, for example, if you're traveling now, we don't associate healthy foods while traveling, isn't it? And to make your life sustainable, you have to follow it throughout our life. And what if I say some simple tips you can follow to make this a reality? First of all, shop locally. If you're shopping locally, you support the local farmers, you get the freshest food out there and at a lower cost. Secondly, have packaged snacks in your backpack so that you don't have to go to those fast food chains. Thirdly, travel in a public transport rather than a private transport has to save money and also reduce pollution. By these hundreds of ways, you can make your life feel like you're living it. And to all those people who feel like organic and healthy living is too boring, too hectic and too expensive, I'm sure after hearing my speech, I have changed your mind. Thank you.
Teachers and my dear friends, I am Anjali
Today my costume made of sack. Sack I'll be using banana glass, newspaper and cardboard. It is fun and creative to present the best out of waste. It is important to reuse, reduce and recycle the waste to protect our planet. Benefit to our community, the economy and our environment. Time to reduce waste before it becomes waste. Place is to start making a difference is right at home. Plastic, no waste. I love my country, I love my earth. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mehan Nabil Hamid, studying in KG1A in Standard English Private School, Abu Dhabi. The cartoon is made from waste materials for my home, like coconut shells, peanut shells, cardboard, dry leaves, and jute bag. I made a trash to treasure. My family is my source of inspiration. We have lot of plants in our home. My parents will make compost from waste materials. My siblings will make their project and their artworks from their cardboards and bottles. Now, I also got a chance to be an aquarium. To protect our earth, better follow 3 R's. Reduce. Reduce the plastic and say no to plastic. Reuse. If you cannot reuse, refuse it. Recycle. Think outside the trash. Same like my costume. Be an aquarium now to save our planet. Make our day and love our planet. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tarunika. I'm studying in grade 1F of Abu Dhabi Indian School, Murur. My dress is made from plastic bags from grocery and vegetable store collected over a period of time. The earring, necklace, bangles are made from old laptop keyboards alphabet with my name and initial on it. Further, the bangles are decorated with pistachio shells. The cap is made from coconut shell and with old badminton shuttle feathers. The highlight of my dress is having a fish made out of coconut shell kept at the back to caution that we should not leave behind our Mother Earth and ocean. I dress up to create awareness to stop polluting like this. My contribution to save the environment is I will be mindful when disposing plastics. I will use the litter and recycling bins and never ever dispose plastic or plastic bags in open areas.
Hello all nature-friendly people out there. I am Noreen Nasir of grade 1 from Tunes International School. Goddess of Spring, my beautiful and colorful dress is prepared from use and throw items in day-to-day life, such as plastic mats, disposable glasses, rice packing bag, cupcake cases, straws, spoons, and corn husk. The motivation to create this dress is to understand reusing and recycling everyday disposable items can bring beauty to us and to our Mother Earth. Just look around. If you realize the painful condition of our environment, you will surely change your perspective. We together can heal our environment and will make it colorful like my colorful dress, Goddess of Spring.
cartoon boxes, old toys, discarded remote wires, silver cups, and aluminum foil. The inspiration to create this costume is to realize the importance of recycling waste materials, to support the environment, and to enhance our creativity. Astro logo is designed to help the astronauts who risk their lives finding unsolved space mysteries. I realized that recycling can be magical if done with effort and thoughtfulness. It is not about what it is all about what it can become. Thank you.
Of grade 1 from Dunes International School. Hope green. This costume of mine is prepared from the right and fallen leaves, hand gloves and face mask. Bouquet is made up of fallen flowers and its stem is made from used toothbrush. Environment and nature itself is the motivation to create this costume, to explore the natural context and make a vision and develop a product towards the nature. It's needed for safe and healthy society. Look deep into the nature and you will understand everything better. Hope green. Mabuhay! My name is Jessie Dolores Salvador. I am KG1 Joy, representing Philippine A-Made Private School. My costume is handmade stitch from sack, egg tray, and plastic bag. This is inspired by Philippine national dress called Biosaya. I care of Mother Earth by recycling instead of buying new dress and new toys. Thank you.
My name is Chenikia Sara. I am studying KG19. My school name is Sheikh Khalifa bin Said Arab Pakistani School. I make this dress using waste clothing and waste paper, and environment will be clean. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Sarah Sulaiman. I am grade 1 from Al-Batin Scientific School. I made this dress from face masks. I clipped the face masks on an old shirt. I love recycling because I create beautiful things and I make the world to be a safe place. Bye bye everyone.
Hi, good morning. My name is Mohammed Zaim Rez. I study in grade 1C in Alain Junior School. The mixed colorful coat was made by putting together plastic packets of different chips and lollipops. Old magazine papers was used to make the pants. Candy wrapper was used to make the bow tie. This dress is all about beauty and seeing beauty and creativity. Really, it can be found anywhere. The aim of making this dress was to teach importance using materials, creativity, for better good. I turn off the light and the other switches were not needed. I use less water and plastic to keep my environment safe. Thank you. Have a great day.
As we've arrived at the juncture which separates the two halves of the event, I, Samyukta Sampath, the assistant head girl of Bright Rider School,
and I, Dhiman Bhattacharya, the assistant head boy of Bright Rider School,
would wish to express our gratitude to all the people who have participated and contributed towards the success of Enviro Megadose Day 1. The current situation has taught us so much about how to stretch beyond the limitations we set for ourselves. Hence, Bright Rider School carries immense pride in hosting this very event with great amount of zeal.
In today's day and age, we all hear the word sustainability so often. So I believe we all have realized the significance of the same. In fact, the importance of sustainability has given so much to us that even today, all the speakers have emphasized so much on voicing their opinions and giving out possible solutions to help resolve the same. As Samyukta mentioned herself, this year and the coronavirus has really compelled us positively to think out of the box and convey such messages in a manner which suits all of us. We very well know ourselves that a year ago, an event of such scales would have sounded impossible to host online. But here we are, aren't we?
Addressing today's activities, we are truly appreciative of all the participants from all schools who have mustered up the courage to exhibit their talents at such a platform. It was truly inspiring to see students rooting for such a noble cause and understanding the gravity of the situation we find ourselves in today. The wide array of activities caters to students from all age groups, whether that be a student from primary or high school. The enthusiasm was more or less the same.
Yes, that is precisely the objective of the BRS Enviro Megadose, and that is to instill a sense of responsibility towards the environment. It does not matter if one loses or wins in these activities. What really matters are the efforts and the thoughts which go into use during this process. It was honestly a pleasure to see so many talented individuals determined to do something worthwhile or share their thoughts.
However, we have only seen the first bit of the event. There is plenty more to come because you would only know the results of your hard work tomorrow.
So, stay safe and stay tuned because the BRS Enviro Megadose is not over yet. Thank you, bye-bye.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे